By the end of the day, Robert Mugabe will be sworn in and starting his 6th term as Zimbabwe's president, the winner of a sham election in which the result was never in doubt. A victory which reflects the fear rather than the will of his people. And Mugabe will try to use it to silence his critics. The stage is set for a showdown in Egypt, where leaders are gathering for an African Union summit, which Robert Mugabe plans to attend. He'll be demanding recognition, but his old allies are under pressure from the West to isolate him now.
Short of a diplomatic initiative that is robust, building a coalition of African heads of state who would call on President Robert Mugabe to go back to the negotiation table, there isn't really much that they can do in terms of putting more pressure on President Robert Mugabe.
Inside Zimbabwe, hundreds are still sheltering in the grounds of the South African embassy in Harare. They're opposition supporters who've been targeted by Mugabe's militias in a campaign of terror, which may not be over yet.
Our correspondent Lionel Sangweme in Bulawayo told us that in Gwanda South, where another by-election took place, 2 MDC polling agents were abducted yesterday and their whereabouts remain unknown.
So it looks, Jerry, like the picture is the same.
The latest news from Zimbabwe is being broadcast by this London radio station back into the country. It's one of the few sources of independent information for Zimbabweans and the outside world.
They write your name down, and then they say that if they see if they find out that someone had voted for the MDC, they would check on their name list and then go around beating everyone who they suspect to be an MDC supporter.
It's about ruling with an iron fist. It's total subjugation. He wants his people completely to comply to his every wish.
Mugabe has led Zimbabwe to ruin, and his victory means it's another step closer to total collapse. He's beaten the ballot box, and the world is running out of options now. Emma Hurd, Sky News, Johannesburg.